Hi there, this is Dani, and the channel is You and Me Living Free. I took this selfie by accident, and I just thought it would be kind of funny to post it in the beginning. Anyway, today we're at Waterworks Hill, although I don't know why they call it a hill. It seems more like a mountain. LOLz calls this hike easy. Ugh. Thanks, LOLz. First I look at the map of the trail, so this helps me later on if it's not that clearly marked. This trail is straight and back. This is pretty obvious. I didn't really need this one, but I'm just showing you. And then this is what I find this is what really comes in handy. I don't know why they call this easy, because there's an elevation gain of 708 feet. That is literally like 70 flights of stairs. That is not easy. That's not easy for me. If it's easy for you, man, you are a rock star, and I bow to you right now. I'm a little confused right now. LOLz had this being a 3.4 mile out and back hike. When I got to the sign down at the bottom, it had 4 hikes listed. One was a mile, and that's the ridge. That's the one I'm going to take. And then another like half a mile, and then 1.5 miles. So I'm kind of confused on what the deal is, but I'm going to commit to at least doing this first trail. You know, sometimes you're just walking into the mystery, sometimes you don't know, and that's fine. I've got my water, I've got my sunscreen and my hat, and I am good. I'm prepared. So it's kind of open out here. I'm not worried about, you know, bears or anything like that. Supposed to have really great views of the city of Missoula. Missoula is gorgeous. It's surrounded by mountains, and so this should be fun. This hike is rated as easy, but there's a big incline. So again, I'm kind of confused. I'm committing to the 1 mile because whenever I start a hike, whenever I start almost anything, I really like to have a goal, and I try to make a commitment to myself about what I'm gonna do, because it's too easy to give up on the way. This is an incline hike. It's on a hill, right? So I already know it's going to be very challenging for me. It's all incline right here. I'm about to go up at least 3 or 4 flights of stairs right here at the beginning, and I've already come up a little bit and parked down there past those construction vehicles. So I know it's going to be challenging. But I like to make a commitment because it's too easy to give up. So I'm going to commit now that I see that this particular trail I'm on is a 1 mile trail, but I think the incline might be kind of killer. So I'm going to commit to this 1 mile out and then 1 mile back. And I'll keep you posted, and we'll just talk along the way and see what happens. We'll just be in the mystery together. So, sounds fun. This incline is no joke, so I'm already stopping for some breaths and everything, and that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that, but I'm going to tell you, even after just a little bit, the views are already getting great. So let me I can't turn the camera around when I'm doing this. I do Marco Polo with my family a lot. That app, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but anyway, we use it to communicate and leave video messages for each other, and you can flip around the camera. But on this, when I'm recording video, I can't really flip around the camera. So I'm going to manually flip it and show you what I'm looking at. Here's the incline that I am on. Here's one view. Nice. And really, there's a lot of the town right under there that you can't see. And then back here, more mountains. There's a big M and there's a big L on these great big hills/mountains here. There's the L and there's the M, and I think those are for the local high schools, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. Okay, this is cracking me up because at the bottom it said Ridge Trail to Summit 1 mile, and now if you look at the bottom it says Ridge Trail to Summit 1 mile. Okay, so confusing, yes. Do we really care? Not that much. At a really steep part of the trail. Well, the whole thing has been kind of steep, but that's okay because it's short too. It's like steep and long is a lot different than steep and short. Hope you can hear me with this wind. I'll go back and check the audio later. You can already see we're getting better views of the city. Every step kind of brings me to more views. I love going around corners, right? Because it's like the little kid in me gets curious. I want to see what's around the bend. We're pretty close to this summit though. Well, actually now that I get around the bend I can see a little more, but we'll keep at it. Okay, this is hilarious. I was like, oh, I'm doing my Map My Walk app as well, so that I can track mileage and things like that, because the Fitbit just doesn't do a very good job while you're hiking. The Map My Walk doesn't do the best job, but it's better than the Fitbit as far as just mileage. And it tracks my rate and everything, which I don't care about the rate. I'm not trying to get faster. I'm just trying to get done no matter how long it takes. So I don't care about the rate. But it is kind of funny because this trail is such an incline that I was like, okay, I've got to be close to the 1 mile mark, right? And I look at my app and it says I'm only 4/10 of a mile in. And I've been on this hike for 40 minutes, but I keep stopping. I even keep stopping to do videos. So that's, you know, that's kind of irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. But just to give you an idea, yesterday I did 4 miles on a little bit of an incline, but mostly flat hike. That was the rattlesnake one. It's probably the video right before this one. And it was 4 miles and I averaged about a 25-minute mile. So if that tells you anything about how I do on inclines and how much it slows me down. But that's okay. We don't care, right? We're all about overcoming and growing and all that. So another little mantra I have to myself while I'm out here walking sometimes is every step makes me stronger. Every step makes me stronger. Every step makes me stronger. When it gets tough, sometimes I say that to myself over and over. Okay guys, let's keep on keeping on. I'm literally just walking very slow. 1 foot in front of the next. Okay, now things are making a little more sense to me, because we just reached this summit right here. Now there's another summit if you keep going that's 7/10 of a mile, and I'm about a mile in. So now I get the 3.4 miles, 1.7 miles out and 1.7 miles in. It's actually a combination that they only told me about in spurts. Plus in LOLz they call this Waterworks Hill, and this is Waterworks Hill and it's Waterworks recreation area. The specific hike I'm doing goes by a slightly different name. So maybe I didn't look at that correctly on LOLz, or maybe they don't mention it, but now that I've gotten started, it's pretty clear. Like that's what's happening. So now I'm debating if I turn back or if I try to go to the other summit. So we'll just have a drink of water and decide. Okay, I think I've decided to do the second peak, and this is the main thing I'm doing today. I wanted to edit some videos and go to the library. I heard the library here is really cool. So I think I'm deciding it's cool. There's a great breeze. If I'm ever gonna do it, this is my shot, I think. So I'm gonna do it. Let me show you what this looks like though. It's a little bit intimidating. So I've already done the first peak, and then here's the second one coming up. You can kind of see it in the distance. Of course the camera doesn't show it all that well, but I'll show you as we go. It's nice we're getting a little reprieve in here from between the first summit and the second summit. This is nice and flat before that real big uphill begins, and if I stop and zoom in, you might be able to see there's a person in orange about more than halfway up. Can you see that? I've got it zoomed in all the way. That little speck right in the very middle is a person hiking up. No, they're coming down, I think. Anyway, they look kind of little from here. These peaks are such a head game, because like this second summit, you know, they got you going flat for a while. You're like, yes, I can do this, I can do this. they start the incline a little slower. You're like, I can do this, I can do this. And then the closer you get to the top, the steeper it gets. So we're at about really middle steepness. We're about to go really steep up here. Some of my hiking friends tell me, you know, don't ever look up. I think that's good advice because I'm at that critical point and I get to it at every hike I do, right? Every hike on an incline. It's like, can I make it up there to the top? Probably not. I don't. I look at it right now and I'm like, oh, baby. Actually, usually I'm like, no, I probably couldn't make it to the top, but I can make it a few more steps. But this, I'm like looking at, I'm like, okay, if I tell myself I've got all day and everything, like the usual things that I go through in my mind, if I've got all day, yeah, I can make it. I can make it. Cue the Rocky music. Eye of the tiger. The suspense is over. I made it. And here I'm going to show you a little 360. I didn't record this audio at the time because the wind was so strong up here. I was afraid you wouldn't be able to hear me. But this is like the whole town of Missoula all spread out. Missoula's got about 80,000 people population, I think. And like I said, it's a beautiful town. There's mountains all around. The mountains I was hoping to see in the back are there, but they're so hard to see in video that you can't really tell. They're behind some other ones and you can see a couple of peaks and stuff from them, but I could see it better in person. So it was all worth it. And this is just giving you a little bit different, a little bit modified view of the city. But now that I look at it in video, it looks much the same as the other did. All right, so I just thought I would record a quick ending for the hike video. I don't ever record as much on the downhill. They're much easier, but they're still, when you have a steep incline, the downhill is still, it's not nothing, I'll tell you. It'd be a lot easier to do flat. It's still not nothing, but the views were spectacular, and I knew that the hardest part was over, and so that's just always a joy. And so I'm sitting in the parking lot at the trailhead, and I was going to go to Missoula Library. My friend said it's really cool. It's like 4 stories. They've got a balcony where you can sit outside. They've got a coffee shop. They've got all kinds of stuff. It sounds awesome. But I'm kind of feeling like maybe I'll go ahead and go on to Flathead Lake. It's only an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes from here. They have an amazing burger place that my friend told me about. So I think I can go there. I can have a burger. Oh, that sounds so good. A really good burger. I mean, there's some things that are better than a really good burger, but not that many. And then there are some boondocking sites around, and if they're too crowded or anything, because we're coming up actually right now on, what's it called, Labor Day weekend. If they're too crowded, then there is a Walmart where they allow parking, so that is always a plus. I always am more at ease when I know that there's a Walmart there for a backup in case I need it. So it's all looking good. I'm getting green lights, so I'm really feeling like I'll go ahead and go on to Flathead Lake. So maybe that video will be after this one. I don't know. Take care. I'll catch you next time. If you made it to the end of another video, you deserve a medal, and I mean that. Thank you so much. Have a great day.